Keilim Perket Mishnah Chet, 8th Mishnah, in the 9th chapter of Masechet Keilim. Tanur Shindikav Me'eno, the eye of a tanur, this is where I'm posing for a second, is its eye. Some say it looks like this, it's a long protruding like little nose, but it's where the spout comes out, where the smoke would come out. So now in order to prevent it from becoming tameh, let's say you're going to bring a dead person into the room, they would seal it up. Okay, so you'd have to seal it up, so they would cover it with tit. They would just seal it up temporarily. Remember, we learned in the last Mishnah about this areva, this sreida they would put on it. So now what happens if we discuss what happens if you have a nick in that or a crack? So, tanur shenikav me'eno, what if you have a nick or a crack? Nekev is a hole in the eye, in the hole, in the smoke pipe hole. Shiro mulo kush nichnas v'yotze dole. Kush, remember, was the spindle, the wooden spindle that they used. So it's the shear of the spindle. Like I don't know I have no idea what it was. They knew what it was. Okay, nichnas v'yotze dole. Gotta be go in and out. Dole lit. So I guess it may be a little bit more space in order for it to have room for the oxygen to come in and out. Okay, Rabbi Yehuda says shalom dolek. It doesn't have to be lit. We're gonna see machloket. I would make you a chart, but you can make your own chart. Nikav mitzido, if it became nikav, if it had a hole on the side. This is where I'm posing for a second. Okay, this is nikav me'eno. It got a hole in the eye. Mitzido on its side, on the side of the hole. Okay, so obviously a different kind of hole. Shirokim lo kush nichnas v'yotzei shelo dolek. Here the Tanakh, before the Tanakh said it had to be lit. Here it doesn't have to be lit. Rabbi Yehuda says dolek. Why each one says what they say, I have no idea. Rabbi Shimon says mina emtza nichnas, mina tzad eno nichnas. Now remember we learned there are three basic measurements. It doesn't have to be exactly the size that eno nichnas, the size nichnas. And then dolek, which is even a little bit bigger, like a little bit of room. So Rabbi Shimon says, no, in the middle it has to be able to enter, nichnas, okay, but not dolek, and from the side, not nichnas, even smaller than that. The same thing is about a stopper of a chavit, a jug. What's the measurement of a hole, of the stopper of a hole of a chavit? Mitzah shniya shel shifon. Shifon is, I looked it up, rye. It's also the name of a place or whatever. It's rye. So if you ever look at a stalk of rye, which I don't know if you have, let's see if I can find a picture of one. Here's a picture of some kind of rye grass, right? Whatever. You get the idea. So it had branches at the places where it branched out. So it's the mitzah shniya shel shifon, the second branch of this rye. Okay, so it has levels. Okay, so you can see over here, it has this. That's the second level of thickness. Which kind of rye branch, a thick rye stalk? I have no idea. Okay, but that's the shiur. They knew. Min ha'emtza nichnas. If it's in the middle, it has to be nichnas. Min ha'tzad no nichnas. If it's on the side, then it need not even be nichnas. Emtza in the middle. Min ha'tzad is on the side over here. It doesn't even have to be nichnas. That's considered a nekev, and then it's mekabel tuma. V'chen haya omer bechatzavim gidolim. The same thing is true. Chatzavim gidolim are large jugs, the large jugs. Okay, that had a hole in them. Shiuram lo mitzah shniya shel kaneh. So then the shiur is larger because it has the mitzah, the second level of a kaneh, a reed. Mina emtza nichnas, mina tzad eno nichnas. From the middle, it has to be able to enter. You have to put, and from the side, it's exactly the size of that second level of the reed. But when is that true? When these big jugs, the chatzivim, were made for wine. Avalim nasu l'shar mashkim, was made for something else. Afilu kol shut meim, then any size, they're still tamei. But wait a minute, when is that true? When the hole was not made by a human being, when it wasn't intentionally made, meaning with the nekev, when does it follow the size of the mitzah shniyah shel kaneh? When it was not intentionally made. If it was intentionally made by a person, any amount, it's still tamei. Nikvu, let's say there's a hole in it, so then remember we go back to why was it made? Okay, if it got a hole in the actual jug itself, not the stopper, okay, the Keilim itself, the Kli itself, then how big is the hole? If it's made for food, then the size is the size of an olive. For liquid, then it's the size of a liquid. Remember, liquid mashke nichnas from outside. If it's made for both, then you're machmir either way for tzamid patil. The Kati says some of the girsa big kones mashke. That's the measurement it's bekones mashkev. If it's bekones mashkev, then the tzamid patil doesn't help until you smear it and fix it. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Tzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.